Alright, what's good, y'all? I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about my top 5 favorite Christmas movies of all time. And while I do it, I'm gonna be making an old-fashioned cocktail. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of these, but these are Noble Mix single-serve cocktails. And basically, they give you a packet, and all you do is add water, bourbon, and ice, and whatever you want to add to it for an old-fashioned. Not sure if you guys like old-fashions, but this is the first one that I'll be making. So I'm gonna be making this while I talk about my top 5 favorite Christmas movies of all time. Now, before we get started, if you don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, then I'm gonna give you some time to go ahead and exit the video. All right, now we rocking. So first off, my #1 favorite Christmas movie of all time, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. And before I get too deep into that, let's go ahead and make the drink. It asks for 1 ounce of water. After you pour the 1 ounce of water into your cup, then you pour the packet. So let's get the water. So here's my water. I'm gonna go ahead and pour 1 ounce. 1 ounce into the shaker. All right, 1 ounce of water. Let's go ahead and pour the pack in here. Now, like I was saying, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. A lot of people like to say the first one is the best one, but it's not. Of course, a couple years after the first one, they made the second one, and you could tell like everything was just so much better. Like Macaulay Culkin had got a little older. The cameras that they used for the second one, the editing that they used for the second one was way better. Like if you really go back and look, like the first one was like just something that they tried out, you know what I'm saying? Let's see if this one gonna hit, and we might make a #2. Now the first one, they left them at home. How you get your kid at home? Like that was a cool concept, but the second one, like it made you think that, oh, he was gonna be going on the trip this time, but they ended up leaving him again, just mixed the flights. But I mean, everything about #2 was way better. How it looked like he was in a different city causing terror, handing it to their ass yet again. Like #2 was the best one, like, and nobody can dispute me. That movie I have to watch like the whole December. I even watch it sometimes throughout the year, but that is my #1. And if you have a list where Home Alone, at least one of them isn't in your top 5, then you really don't know movies like that. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into more of the drinks. Now it says you're gonna need 2 ounces of a bourbon or a whiskey. So I have bourbon right here. This is Wood Reserve Double Oaked. I'm gonna go ahead and pour 2 ounces, and how I know it's gonna be 2 ounces because on my shaker, it has the levels for the ounces. And as you can see, it's 1 ounce of water in there with the packet. So that means I just need to get up 3 ounces. Boom. 2 ounces of bourbon. Now I'm gonna go ahead and stir this up. So my #2 favorite Christmas movie of all time is Die Hard. Now, a lot of people are gonna have a problem with this because a lot of people don't consider Die Hard to be a Christmas movie, but I don't care what y'all say. It was filmed during Christmas, during the holidays. It was snowing. Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Yeah, y'all should know about that. Like, if you're really a fan of the movie, then you'll know like a lot of the symbolism from the movie was like Christmas time. Like you got my man from Family Matters, the dad, like it was the holidays, like everything just symbolized Christmas. It gave you that Christmas feel. Like, and who don't like action movies? Action movies is probably my #1 favorite category, so that's probably another reason why it's up there for me. But that's another movie. Every Christmas, every holiday season, I gotta watch Die Hard. Bruce Willis, top 10 white actor of all time in my opinion. Even though a lot of his movies was kind of the same nature, but he got a lot of diversity in his catalog now. Y'all ain't gonna sleep on Bruce Willis, but Die Hard, the first one, top 5 favorite Christmas movie of all time for me. Y'all haven't watched it, y'all should definitely go check it out. It's a staple in my house, around my way. So hey, you guys should take a chance and look at it. All right, so now we're gonna pour the ice into the shaker. I'll pour a little ice. Then I'll get to shaking. Before we pour this up, I want to talk about my #3 favorite Christmas movie of all time, The Santa Claus 2 with Tim Allen. Now, a lot of people like the first one because that's when he first became Santa or whatnot. But I actually like the second one way better because the son was older. And then this one basically him as Santa, he had to find a Mrs. Claus, or else his powers of being Santa would no longer be there. So he had to go back to the States, find a Miss Claus, and just everything about that movie was way better for me. I also feel like it was one of those coming of age, like Disney type movies, because the kid was older. He was like a teenager. His oldest son was like a teenager. It was filmed during the holidays. It's about the Santa Claus, and everything about this one just felt way better to me. But yeah, the Santa Claus 2 is definitely up there. All the Santa Claus are actually pretty good in my opinion. Number 2 is just near and dear to my heart. So if you guys haven't seen that, y'all should check that out as well. So I definitely did just get this wine glass. Definitely my favorite cup that I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour up in here. And then what I'm gonna do is add some more ice to it. So this is the old fashioned right here. But I am going to go ahead and add some oranges to it. Orange garnish, as they say. Let me go ahead and cut up some oranges while I talk about my number 4 Christmas movie. Number 4 Christmas movie of all time is definitely This Christmas. That was like the peak of, I wouldn't say the peak, but that was prime time Chris Brown, you know, like when Chris Brown was that boy, like. And then you had a bunch of other good actors in there as well. A lot of notable names that we in the black community, or you know, or if you're a film watcher in general, you'll know about. Good storyline. It was a feel-good movie. I actually went to the movies to go see that back in the day when it first came out. So it was definitely a staple, and ever since then, it's like just a feel-good Christmas movie that I gotta throw on. Even though there was a lot of drama in the movie, I feel like that is one of those feel-good Christmas movies that everybody like watching it, and you know they always tune into. So that's number 4 for me. And of course, I'm just running down my list. I'm not really gonna be giving that much context about it, but you know, just wanted to go over my list while I make a little drink for y'all today, or with y'all today. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, I put the orange into the glass. I'm gonna put a few orange pieces into here, just to, you know, have a little better effect on it, make it look good. And there you have it, my version of an old fashioned. I'm gonna add some simple syrup to it, make it a little sweeter. But yeah, so last but not least, my 5th favorite Christmas movie of all time will have to be Deck the Halls. Now this wasn't always in my top 5, but over the past, I would say 3 to 5 years, it's been one that's worked its way into my top 5. Like if y'all haven't seen it, y'all should go check it out. But just the competition of the holidays and both families trying to outdo the other in regards to whose Christmas lights was better. And everything about the movie was just very feel good. Very feel good. It was like a comedy, but it was also one of those, you know, movies that you throw on and it just makes you feel good. A lot of love throughout the movie, even though there was a lot of competition in the end that became the best buds, you know what I'm saying? And I really found the true meaning of what the holidays and Christmas was all about. So those are my top 5. You guys go check them out, but let's see if this hitting or not. That ain't bad. It is very strong though. It's something about bourbon and whiskey that's just very strong. Like, I don't know what it is. The oranges and the simple syrup kind of take away a good bit of that super liquor taste, but it's good. This ain't something that I would make all the time, or that I would recommend unless you actually love bourbon and you like that taste. I give this like a 5.5 out of 10, maybe a 6, but it ain't nothing that I make all the time, but it's straight. But yeah, man, so that was my top 5 favorite Christmas movies of all time. Number 1, you got Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Number 2, you got Die Hard, the first one. Number 3, you got The Santa Claus 2. Number 4, This Christmas. And last but not least, Deck the Halls. This was my episode today for Vlogmas. I appreciate you guys watching and continue to tune in and rock out with me.